included. What time is it there, Mahfouz, in Bangladesh now? I can look it up. Like that's just to change the topic.
As it's 18 minutes to 12. That means 11 for 2.
Okay. Most people go to bed like what time there?
Yes, maybe Gusminder's.
Go ahead, Gusminder.
Yeah, just yeah. So Ash, I have a question. Like, do we have a soft launch for
I'm sorry. So you're drinking, Mahfouz, I got the answer. You're not going to bed in the next 15 minutes. You're drinking tea, black tea. That has caffeine, correct? Right?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So we have another 30 minutes. Okay, easily. All right, until you flush out the caffeine. Go ahead. Gusminder, so what are you talking about soft launch? Do we have one? Maybe the audio is not helping you, Gusminder.
In the meantime, I'm gonna ask something while Gusminder is getting his audio.
Please.
Yes.
Oh, he's back. Okay.
Yeah, just I was do we have a soft launch for 3 months or less than that?
My bad. I'm sorry. Say it again. Do we have
soft launch for 3 months or less than that?
The period?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. It shouldn't exceed that, like roughly, from my estimate. It shouldn't exceed that. But I think you and I, along with the Leadership Council and the great leaders around us, will have a discussion on that. Okay. Again, we have to be dynamic. I cannot say something like, if I said we're going to take 1,000 founders and put it down 3 years ago, would that be wise? So sometimes we make our own stupid decisions naively. Okay, so for example, if I said we're going to launch on so and so date, and that didn't happen, we're going to make an extension, or this, like even founders, or how much, and this. So because this is such a humongous, like a massive event in terms of like on passive production and bringing it to reality, and the vision and all the other elements and aspects of it, you cannot predict every tiny details. We have some brackets and parameters. We set things. But if it requires you and I to come and say, how do you think this is working for us? If it's horrible, the next day we'll put it down. If it's meaningful, if it makes sense, we'll do it as long as it's required. We put the parameters to be clear with you. As up until now, that didn't change. I'm going to update you with that. It is not going to be less than 2 weeks, because that's like the mean, at least to do some traffic and testing. It's not going to be less than 2 weeks, okay? But like, no way. And it's not going to be longer than 3 months, 90 days. Up until now. When we launch, we things and like how the status of everything, things are, payments, traffic, support, the completion of our offices, everything is flat. We don't need to it. We're just going to go and dig in, right? To the main meal. All right, I hope this is good, Gusminder. But until now, Charles, pick my brain. Go ahead. Yes, that's what I expect from you.
Yeah, exactly. I know you mentioned a while ago that a couple questions, and they relate to each other. A while ago, you mentioned that we may not have that increase in the founders' fee during soft launch, and that you guys, the legal team, was working on it. I don't know if you have any answers for us about that. And secondly, the bonus, which we understand, as far as I'm concerned, you just emphasize on what you told us before about the bonus. That's been said already. However, are we still counting on the previous $20 direct and $2 all the way to level 15, or has that changed?
All right. Let's begin from the first one. The price may change, okay? Up until now, it may change. If it's not going to change, also, it is a slight possibility. But the bigger scenario, or more possible, it will change. You got that? Okay. And the second part, we waited all of this, not like literally waited. We had to fight all of this to make it legal, okay, and not to have like, do you remember? And I know you remember that, okay? Those who've been with us, I said if I'm unlocked, if I'm unleashed, I'll show you what we will do, okay? I'm just tied up, and I have, to keep it safe, all right? Legal. So when I said that, we put millions of dollars on that direction. Millions, just to let you know. And I said dollars, I'm not talking even as a cheap currency. And the reason we did that, so we remove all the restrictions. But with that comes some changes, such as 15 levels. Not going to be there, okay? But there will be a more clever, smart team bonus. If you have a team, it will count to you. You follow me? But it's not like, okay, 20, 2. Not that way. All right. Remember, what was on the way, at that stage, we put the 20, 2, and 149 or 147. All right? Now that has been removed, a long fight, aggressive fight, okay? To your advantage, what do you think? And the products aspect and the close.
तो आप समझ सकते हैं किस प्रकार से वे चर्चा कर रहे हैं ऑन पैसिव के प्रोडक्ट्स इत्यादि के बारे में, और लोगों को आगाह कर रहे हैं कि हम अभी यहीं पर हैं, जिंदा हैं, भाग नहीं रहे हैं कंपनी। जो लोगों को लग रहा है ये वो कुछ मन में संदेह, वैसा कुछ होने वाला है नहीं है। हम यहाँ पर भाग रहे हैं, नहीं रहे हैं, यहाँ हम लोग ओके हैं।
Okay? All right. So we do have a couple of scenarios we didn't confirm. Just that's why I'm not like giving you that, and I don't want to say it now because too soon they start. Okay, $20, 15 levels, 2 buy, 17 buy. We're screwed again, and we're gonna have to start fixing. Okay, so we have to kind of cast and broadcast the proper message publicly among our teams. What else you said? I think that's it, right?
That's it. So now we just tell the founders that likely we're gonna have a change in the founders fee during soft launch, right? But we don't know exactly what the bonus is gonna be until the time gets here. That's all.
So Charles, I do have a question for you, and I'm glad you're here today about the Maryland event. How do you feel about it? How did it go from your own experience? And would you do it again?
Oh, we are already talking about it again.
And your recommendation to the rest of the founders? You or Julie, anyone?
Yeah, so we are already talking about doing it again, especially during soft launch, right? Because it's gonna be a lot bigger when we do it during soft launch. I even spoke to the lady, the hotel manager, and I said, hey, the only problem is it's gonna be short notice. We don't know yet when soft launch is gonna be, but as soon as we do know, we want to book your hotel. Can you make it happen?
Yeah.
She said, I'll see what I can do. So we are talking about it. And it was great. It was the first time.
Yeah.
There were some technical issues, of course, initially, but now we know what happened, and now we can make it even better. Okay, and for those of you guys who are elsewhere in different states or even different countries, I know Corinne had one last Saturday, and that's encouraging. I think we should do this more.
I didn't see a video, Corinne. What happened?
Well, we are creating the video yet, I'm not so but we had a direct Zoom with a 330 and it
in
was
Zurich? Where did you?
in Zurich
Wow,
in a restaurant, and it was beautiful, and even Mahfouz and his team.
Oh my God, how much food I'm using. And keep in mind, I can put another 20 pounds easily now.
Yes, Bangladesh was a great supporter, okay?
Yes.
We postponed our webinars only for Karenni.
Exactly. Mahfouz postponed his webinar for 55 minutes to attend to the live Zoom, because I organized that with the help of Charles. I didn't have the room in Zoom, and Charles, thank you again that you shared your Zoom room, and it was amazing. It was really, really, really very much loving and uplifting.
How did you feel as we've been doing Zooms, okay, and other meetings, but how did you feel within that experience, like belly to belly?
It was fantastic, because the guests, we had about 31 in this restaurant, that we were all so familiar. We knew we had the common, we all love Passive, and we met from heart to heart. We embraced ourselves. We shared food. We shared the vibration of love and the passion through the Zoom.
Nobody got paid, Corinne, right? Nobody got paid.
No.
So you got some value that you really believe it's a great experience, okay?
Of course.
Just connecting with the right people.
And it is a signature in the whole field, because we were celebrating